Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Jason. Today I'll be giving you an update on my fitness journey, sort of where I'm at and what my goals are. And then I'm also going to talk to you a little bit about some of my ups and downs. And I have to be honest with you. I've started off really strong. I've had some ups and downs. I'm like everybody else. I have some weaknesses, and I'm going to talk about that. So I'm going to talk about how I've managed through it, how I've managed to stay on track. I have had some setbacks, and we'll go into detail on that. Second thing I want to talk about is we're all busy, and we have families, and we have our careers, and we just kids, you name it. We have a lot of things pulling us in a lot of directions, fitting in your workout. Food prep, everything that goes into sort of being healthy, that takes time. So how do you do that? How do you successfully come up with a plan to manage that part of your life as well? I just finished week 11, started week 12, started at 335, and right now I'm at 278. So I've lost 57 pounds, a little over 5 pounds a week. So happy with the weight loss. More importantly, in the gym, I'm getting stronger. I'm feeling good. My workouts are going great. I'm looking forward to getting into the gym. So that's really the best part of my update. If I was dreading going to work out every day, I wouldn't feel as confident right now. And so that's something that, as far as that routine, and then I've done that 21 days. We've all heard it takes 21 days to create a habit. It's been over 21 days for me going to the gym at 6 in the morning, and I could tell you, I look forward to it. And I never did. I dreaded the mornings. Okay, so it's total mindset. But that's my update. The topic I'm going to cover is sort of how I'm keeping myself balanced as far as my family, work, working out. And I know it's a challenge for a lot of people. It's been a challenge for me. Previous times that I've attempted to get in shape, that was always a challenge, right? And it's real. It's out there for all of us to deal with, and we have to take ourselves into consideration as far as we're important. But there's a lot of things important in our life. A lot of people, a lot of your job, your responsibilities around the house, whatever it is, they're all important. Okay, so for me, what it's come down to is really being disciplined. I'm getting that workout in early in the morning. And I've mentioned this several times, but I dreaded going to work out in the morning. And I know a lot of you do as well. And you hear people say, if you just get it out of the way in the morning, then you feel better. That's true, right? The hard part is getting yourself out of bed. So when I hear that alarm, I get out of bed right away, because if I press snooze, I'm done. I probably will not end up making it, and I'll tell myself I'll go later in the day. And to be honest, I'm in a position now in a mode that I probably would, but that was always an excuse. It made me feel better to go back to bed, but I never ended up going into the gym later that afternoon, or I should say I rarely did. So for me, getting out of bed, being disciplined, is a big part of that balance, because you get it out of the way. You'd be sleeping during that time anyways. But the other part of that is getting sleep at night. So making sure, I found out I was watching a lot of TV. And for me, I've ended up with everything going on in the news and everything that's happening with TV, now that you can stream everything, I got rid of cable. And so for me, that was really positive, because I spend less time watching TV. My normal routine is I would get up in the morning and I would sit there and I'd veg out in front of the TV, and I'd have breakfast and probably eat too much, and then I would head up to work, right? Because I work from home. Now my routine is getting up at 5 in the morning, having a cup of coffee, relaxing a little bit, heading out about 5:45, and starting my workout at 6 o'clock. So I've changed my routine. I have the discipline to do that. It wasn't easy, right? And it's not going to be easy for you. And if you can't do it, you just need to realize you're in control of yourself. You can if you want to, and you have to be disciplined. I used to think it was motivation, and my brother-in-law made it clear to me, it's really not motivation, it's dedication, because sometimes you're not going to be motivated, but you got to be dedicated. Sometimes you're not going to feel like putting your effort in at the gym. Lots of times over the last couple of months, I've went to the gym feeling pretty lackadaisical. I was not really pumped to go work out. It's funny, not all the time, but most of the time, you end up getting your second wind. You get excited. You start, feeling good, and you have a great workout. But you can talk yourself out of it. So that discipline is so important for you to stay on track. Making sure, I heard something at one point in my life that a lot of times people are at work and they wish they were working out, or they wish they were with their kids, or wish they're with their kids and they're thinking about the work they have to do, or whatever else is going on, their yard work they need to get done. So being in the moment, focusing on things in your life, priorities in your life, when you're in that moment, it has been helpful for me. I really work at that. It's not easy. Hopefully that's not too deep and it makes sense. But when you're with your kids, have a great time with your family. You're with your husband, you're with your wife, have a great time. When you're in the gym, go all out. Don't hold back. Put your effort in when you're in the gym. When you're preparing your food, right? Get organized. Getting organized for the week. The saying, most people don't plan to fail, they fail to plan. To me, I heard that somewhere and it made sense to me, right? Having that plan, and then the second part is to work that plan. So the biggest takeaway that I could share with you is you have to attack your fitness program. You have to attack it to the best of your ability, knowing you're going to have ups and downs, knowing there are pitfalls, knowing how hard it is to be disciplined. It's not supposed to be easy, right? So you have to attack it. Dreams don't work unless you do. You've heard that before. Another one I like is if you're casual, you end up a casualty. So I use that a lot with business. I use that in the weight room. I try to apply that to every facet of my life. But if you're casual, you end up a casualty. And so you got to go into attack mode. You got to work. You got to want it bad enough. You got to put in the effort, and you got to make it happen. Second thing I want to talk about are some of the ups and downs that I've gone through in this 11 weeks. So once again, just starting week 12, and you're thinking, okay, he's losing 5 pounds a week. Sounds like things are going well. And to be honest, they are. Okay. But as far as ups and downs, trust me, I've had them. And I can tell you that there's been times where I've been upset with myself, times I felt a little depressed by my actions. And I'm human, just like everybody else, and it's going to happen to you as well. There's times I went to the gym, I wasn't really motivated, right? I was going through the motion. And most of the time you can work yourself right out of that, right? You get a second wind, you get energized, whatever happens, you get excited, the music you're listening to gets you pumped up, and you get going. You could get through that. So I've had those days though. I had days where I didn't want to go to the gym. I was sore, whatever. And, I talked about discipline, but I had the discipline, thank goodness, to get out of bed and go, because that's what you should do. The next thing that is important with these ups and downs is, there's been times I didn't food prep properly. I'll give you an example. I went over Labor Day weekend, I went to my buddy's lake house. We had a bunch of guys down there, and I got to be honest, we were doing some drinking, and I joined in for 3 straight days. I had a blast. When I'm drinking, people call me Fun Jay, and I was having a great time, a lot of fun. And I came back after that, and I did not food prep either. I felt like, okay, if they're having hamburgers, I'll just eat the hamburger. If there's, I'll have I took my protein bars, protein shakes, but I really didn't food prep. I felt like I could make it through 3 days. And what happened is I ended up drinking a lot. I ate for the most part pretty well. I didn't eat bread, but I did have some late night snacks. I tried to keep them healthy. It'd be a chicken breast, or I know that doesn't sound like a snack, but it was food late at night nevertheless. I was having lunch meat, turkey lunch meat. I try to eat things that are healthy. I wouldn't go eat the potato chips, but I probably overate. I ate more calories than I normally did, and I probably consumed quite a few calories in the alcohol I was drinking, because it was throughout the day. It wasn't just in the evening, but we had a good time, and and I joined in with all the festivities. Came back, weighed myself, and I had gained 7 pounds. Very disappointing. Now, usually those type of weekends would derail me and get me a little frustrated. And I got to tell you, I was mad at myself. I was depressed. I said those 3 days of drinking definitely weren't worth the 7 pounds I put on. Here's the good news. I got serious right after that. I got back on, and I committed even harder to work out and just make sure that, I took those 7 off. And it only took 3 days. It was probably, majority of that was water weight. Came off in 3 days, and I kept losing, and I got right back on track. So when I talk about ups and downs, that's one of the downs, right? It's something that easily could have discouraged me. I could have spun out of control with that, but I didn't. I got back on track, okay? So I'm going to have my ups and downs. You're going to have your ups and downs. Don't think that you're going to get into this and it's going to be perfect, right? You got to get back up. You got to get back into the grind and be tough on yourself. Don't allow yourself to give up just because you had a bad meal or a bad day, or you missed a workout, or you just didn't feel like going that day. The second part of that is really listening to your body. If you feel sore or tired or injured, I took a break from the gym yesterday. It's one of the few days I took, and I'll tell you why. I was hiking, and I sort of sprained my knee a little bit, and I had to do legs yesterday. So I postponed it until today, and I'm glad I did. I had a great leg workout, but my knee was a little dinged up, and my back was sore from my deadlift and my back workout. So I took a day off, and you got to listen to your body. Now, if you're taking days off, and you know when you're doing this to yourself, when you're sabotaging yourself, when you're taking days off just to be lazy or just because you don't feel like working out, that's probably not going to help get you closer to your goal. But if you feel sore, or you feel like you need a break, or you're getting burned out, there is nothing wrong with taking a day off. Now, once again, that's the first day I've taken off in probably 3 or 4 weeks. Thanks for tuning in. I really appreciate it. If you're new here and you like the video, please subscribe to my channel. And for everyone else, please let me know any questions you have, any comments you have, any other topics you'd like me to cover. I would like to make sure that I'm addressing what you're interested in. So if you have any questions, let me know. I'll see you soon. Take care.